Hello, everybody. This is Roland Pruitt. I love watching that dinosaur run up the street, running away from flying saucers. Anyway, this is the Kaiju review. I never get tired of watching the opening. I am Roland Pruitt, and we are just like 3 episodes away from the end of the season. Three of the 3 Godzilla movies left, and then we are done with the Toho Godzilla films up to this point. Because it's going to be a little while before Supernova comes out. So, and Godzilla minus 0. Let me bring up Professor Wallnott to help me out here. He can help me figure that out.
Hello.
There you are. How are you, sir?
Right. I am doing well, thank you. No better than I ought to be, no worse than I could be.
Well, there you go. So I am in on the East Coast, and you are in the middle of the country in Texas. Am I correct?
I am. Yes. Okay. Yes.
This is how we represent.
That's right.
This shirt is a King Kong shirt I got from Miss Linda Miller, who's a wonderful lady. She's hopefully going to be on the next episode for Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. So. We're working on that. She had a conflict, but I think we're going to free tape and just not do it live. So there it is. So, but again, we do it because we want her on board. We love when she comes on the show. She's always a lot of fun.
Absolutely, she's
sweet lady.
Yes.
And again, she is a Kong girl.
Mm-hmm. Yes, she is a veteran of the Kong experience.
So when I asked her if she would do, actually, I wanted her to be on this show, but she had a conflict. She's doing a lot of conventions and stuff now, so that's great. But she said she could do the next one, but then she got a conflict. But she said she could do the next one, and that's Godzilla X Kong, and she had not seen it. So she's going to watch it just so she could be on the show and do that with us. So
wonderful.
But this time we're doing Godzilla versus Kong. Now, I have seen videotapes of people saying how excited they were, including Jeff Goldblum, of all people, saying how excited they were when King Kong versus Godzilla came out in 1962. And they saw on this, the trailer on this, the movie theater, and they're like, oh my God, that's going to be fantastic. They were all psyched up and everything. And it was everything that everybody wanted it to be at that time. And that's kind of the same way as it was in this. They kind of built this up a little bit and hyped it up until we finally got to this film. So I don't think it disappointed. And they threw in Mechagodzilla as a bonus. So we got to see Kong and Godzilla team up for the first time to battle, a worse monster, which was Mechagodzilla, run by a corporate entity. Oh gosh, I hope I got my notes here. So, all right, let's go ahead and get into our timeline. Yes, Godzilla versus Kong. It is a Warner Brothers picture. They own everything. Well, I shouldn't say it. Disney owns a lot of stuff too. But they own DC and they own DC.
Well, yes, they own DC, but they own. No, it's Disney. Owns Marvel.
And we they own Monarch. The Godzilla films of today. So this is also Legendary Pictures. It's Chris Nolan's company, I think, if I'm correct. Kind of the strange thing about this film is it's got Alexander Skarsgard in it. He is Pennywise from the latest version of It by Stephen King. Okay, so we start the picture out. Supposedly this is the Skull Island. Ring, nudge, nudge. And we see Kong wake up to greet the day, and he stretches and scratches his ass and stuff, and there he is. Throws a little monkey poo. goes and washes in the waterfall because when you scratch your ass, you got to wash in the waterfall.
No, yes, of course.
And um, there's a little girl. And we see that little arch that was with the natives on Skull Island before in the earlier movie Skull Island, Kong Skull Island, and she's making a little Kong. I'm going to say it's a voodoo doll. When she shows it to him, he looks like, is that a voodoo doll? Are you going to try to hurt me, girl?
Nice.
She goes and it's a nice little effigy of him to show how much she loves him. She's adorable, this little girl.
Mm-hmm.
What is her name in this? Gia. Gia is played by Kaylee Huddle. And one of the coolest cosplays I ever saw was there was a kid at Godzilla Fest. I think it was year before last. And she was dressed up just as this little girl is dressed right now. And she looked just like her. I mean, the face and everything was identical. I mean, she looked just like her. It was an amazing cosplay.
Wow.
I thought it was pretty cool. So that's Kaylee Huddle. She's, gosh, probably a teenager now. This is what, 21, 22?
21, yes.
21. So, yeah, that was 5 years ago. Okay, maybe she's a preteen now. Because she looks like she's about 5 or 6 here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the person that takes care of her is Eileen Andrews, played by Rebecca Hall. And we're going to see her in a minute. So she goes up to Kong. She shows him the effigy. For some reason, he's just ticked off. He's irritable. He, stretches out one of those trees, where he scrapes off all the branches, and he just tosses it into the sky. And sure enough, it breaks the sky. Only Kong can break the sky.
Mm-hmm.
And we find out that this whole thing is a ruse. It's a 3D holodeck kind of thing that they created in the Kong Containment Center. That's what they call it, the Kong Containment Center. So they're trying to fake him out. This is Skull Island. Yeah. But my guess is there's no other like skull crawlers and stuff around there for him to fight. So that's how he got bored and he was like, you know what? This ain't real. This is not what this is not what I signed up for. So, I'm going to say the mom because she's basically like a mom. She took this little girl on. Something wiped out the natives on Skull Island. I can't remember what it was. But they saved the little girl. And Ben, Chris Chalk, maybe, or maybe Horace, John Piruccello, one or the other. That's him. He's like, oh, well, he's figured it out. What do we got to do now? There's not much we can do. Just keep containing him, And the little girl doesn't speak. She just talks in sign language. And she's got a kind of a bond with Kong. He trusts her. He likes her. Who wouldn't? She's adorable. And so the mom who can talks with her through sign language, and she says, he wants to go home. He doesn't like it here. Duh. We figured that out, dear. So then we start to get the opening credits with the stuff that sets the movie up, the Hollow Earth stuff, the Godzilla versus Kong stuff. And again, that's the big matchup, Godzilla versus Kong. That's what we signed up for.
Mm-hmm.
Very dramatic. And then we get a commercial for Apex Electronics and AI, and they are, they're kind of like every evil, tech entity in every movie, And the guy that runs it is the guy on the bottom right there. That is it's not Millie Bobby Brown, that's for sure.
No.
I'm going to say Walter Simmons. Yeah, Walter Simmons, played by Demian Bashir.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to it's cybernetics, Apex Cybernetics. So we actually go to the company and we have this guy, um, uh, Bernie Hayes, played by Brian Tyree Henry. He has a podcast about kaiju, about the Titans, I should say. They don't call them kaiju in these shows; they just call them Titans. And he's got a podcast about conspiracy theories and stuff about the Titans, and he actually works at Apex. He got a job at Apex. He's going to work, and he goes to bother. Horace is John Puricello. That's Horace, and he's kind of nerdy. And the guy pesters him, and he ends up leaving his desk for a few seconds. He's I'm going to go to the bathroom or something, and he leaves, and that means that Bernie gets to plug into his computer and steal shit. And basically what he does, he kind of rapes his computer and gets some information about some stuff that's going to go to Hong Kong. And a manifest with equipment that's supposed to go to Hong Kong. And so he gets that, and he's on his way out. And what he doesn't realize is right outside, this is in Pensacola, Florida, by the way, which is up in the Panhandle, the very tip of the Panhandle of Florida. It's on the water. It's a harbor town, and evidently cybernetics is Apex Cybernetic is right on the water there. Godzilla attacks. Godzilla comes out of nowhere and attacks Apex. Good. So we get some Godzilla action early on, which is good. And the alarms start to go off, and Bernie's trying to get the hell out of there because the alarms are going off. He doesn't know what's going on. And then Godzilla attacks, uses his atomic ray, blows some holes in the building. Bernie is knocked down, and Bernie sees a piece of cybernetic equipment that looks really strange. And he goes, wow, that looks like something that might go into, a mechanical kaiju. So we watch Godzilla raid a little more. Lots of explosions with guys flying in the air, which I like. We don't see enough guys flying in the air from explosions.
No, that needs to be a thing.
So this is kind of like a Jerry Bruckheimer kaiju film. Guys flying in the air from explosions. That's a stunt thing. Breaking news. Godzilla is no longer Titan Savior. Why is he attacking the other kaiju? Why is he the Titans? Why is he attacking cybernetics? We find out that Godzilla has kind of been goaded into attacking. But we don't know that yet. So they're watching on the news in the classroom, and Millie Bobby Brown's character, Madison Russell, is back. And she watches that, and she's like, hey, Godzilla wouldn't do that. Come on, why? What the hell? He wouldn't do that just out of nowhere. I mean, something must have provoked him. So after she gets out of school, she's walking along. She's a follower of Bernie's podcast. And she gets a call, or she goes to see her dad, I'm sorry. Because they're in the Panhandle of Florida, near Apex. I almost said Cyberdyne. That's the Terminator one. And she's like, Godzilla wouldn't do that, and again, Kyle Chandler as Mark Russell. His character doesn't trust Godzilla. And he's like, well, he is a Titan, and Titans are unpredictable, and they do things that we don't want them to do. They destroy shit. So by the way, the show is for kids.
Yeah. Kyle Chandler, his character, Mark Russell.
Yes.
Of course, he figured very prominently in the previous film.
Yes.
He doesn't really figure that much. I mean, he has a few scenes, but
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot to do in this. It's more. It's just over a cameo.
yeah, it's basically just a cameo. It's like, oh, we should have him in there, you
Yeah.
know, as a bit of an antagonist and sort of motivate uh, the Millie Bobby Brown character. But other than that, I mean, he could have easily been cut from the film, and it wouldn't have made any difference.
Yeah. He's just this, supportive father figure. He's always worried about his daughter,
Hmm.
and that's good to see a dad that loves his daughter a lot.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
But yeah, like you said, you could probably have cut all this stuff, and you probably wouldn't have missed him. He really didn't get much to do in this, except worry.
Hmm.
And the fact that he just shows up in Hong Kong at the end of the film is kind of weird. Like
Hmm.
there was no setup for that at all. It's just boom, he's there and he's looking for her. And it's like, how did he get to Hong Kong so fast?
Exactly.
Did he take the what is it? I want to say the Argyle, but I did that last show. It's not the Argyle. It's the
Argo.
Argo, right?
Argo.
Yeah. Did he take the Argo over there? They should have shown him getting on the Argo. Come on.
But no, see, yeah.
That was a plot hole. Anyway, so yeah, she's decided she's going to try to track down the guy who will listen to her, the guy from the podcast, the Titan podcast. So she starts doing some research on the show, and what the stuff that he says on the show. And while that's going on, we go to Denham University, and that's where Nathan Lind is, played by Alexander Skarsgard, Pennywise. Everyone made such a fuss about how handsome he was, and he was playing Pennywise, and you take that makeup off, and he's not scary at all. He's a hunk, that kind of thing. A lot of female reporters, I guess, entertainment reporters were like really into him. Anyway, he's done a couple of Saturday Night Live, so he's got a good sense of humor. Him and his dad. His dad is, got zillions of movies. He's in the Marvel films.
Right, Stellan.
Yeah, Stellan Skarsgård, correct.
There's another Skarsgård, well, I think there's a dozen of them. Who played Nosferatu or Dracula.
I thought that was Alexander Skarsgård that did that.
I think you're right.
Anyway, Stellan was also in the Jack Sparrow films, the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Right. He plays one of the ghosts from Davy Jones's ship.
Mm-hmm.
So, in any case, we digress.
Right. I just because I'm that way. Actually, it was Bill Skarsgård who played Nosferatu.
Oh, okay. All right. I saw it, and I wasn't a fan. It was okay, but why would you? The first one, the silent one, and it's silent, in black and white, and it's still better. It's just much creepier and much more great atmosphere, and yeah. When you say a Nosferatu, I think bald, pointy ears, rat fangs. That's a Nosferatu to me.
Right.
I'm a purist that way. Right. It's got to look like
that.
If you give the long hair and the handlebar mustache, it's a biker dressed up like a vampire.
Yeah. Well, I think they were trying to really. He's Dracula. It's much more like Dracula than the original. Now, Klaus Kinski, in that version, he did look more like the original.
Correct.
Like the Max Schreck version.
The thing I didn't like about him, though, he was kind of wimpy. Because he sees the cross and he goes, I am not exaggerating. I mean, he does that in the film like more than once.
Yes.
And he's like, oh, feel sorry for me. I'm so lonely. Yeah, because you're, a Nosferatu and you look hideous. So that one was kind of actually funny, and it wasn't supposed to be. The rats in it were scary, but that was about it. Again, it did not come close to creating the atmosphere that the original did.
No,
And that's
but
smart.
yeah, it's genius. Although I did
So
like, of
anyway,
course. Anyway, sorry, we've digressed enough.
okay. So now we have Walter Simmons visits with this Dr. Nathan Lind, who's been discredited. They call him a quack, and because of his theories about Hollow Earth, and there was some kind of accident or something that caused him to lose his reputation. And he's visited by Simmons, and Simmons' assistant is Dr. Sarazawa's son. I don't understand this connection. Why would Dr. Sarazawa, who is a really cool guy in the first couple of movies, have a douchebag son like this character? I don't get it. He wasn't around for you to raise me, right? So now I'm, this punk piece of shit. Anyway, I'm sorry. I don't like this character at all for any reason. He's just nasty. He's just a nasty character. And again, he's bent on revenge because of the death of his father. And it just doesn't add up to me. But anyway, so we get Sarazawa and Simmons together, and they convince Lind to join an expedition to go to Hollow Earth. And they've even created like a craft that will get them, theoretically will get them to Hollow Earth and back. And they show it to him, and he likes it. Yes, Nathan Lind likes. And he's going to get his credibility back, and he's like, wow, I'm going to get to go to Hollow Earth finally. This is like the coolest. Like, yeah, you guys are the best. I'm on board. And they decide they're going to be going to Eileen Andrews to get Kong to lead the way. Because they have some openings that they know they can go to get into Hollow Earth. And Kong can probably lead the way. So that's the plan. So they're going to get Eileen Andrews to get Kong to lead the way for them. She goes to her daughter and says, we're going to take Kong on a boat. We're going to take him up the Antarctic. That's where the opening to Hollow Earth is. And look at the kid's face. Like, what? Really? You're going to do that? I don't think that's a good idea.
Exactly. Yes.
So they're like, no, it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. We'll have a great time. And meanwhile, they're hiding him out because Godzilla is killing all the other Titans. So evidently that's the natural order of things. I guess everything is back to normal as far as the ecology. So Godzilla kills the other Titans. As the apex, that's the other thing is apex cybernetics. That's a kind of a clue and a half for you what's going to come later in the film. Yeah, who is the apex predator? Oh, okay, I get it.
It's a little, it's a little.
Why don't you hit us in the face with a brick?
Exactly, it's a little on the nose.
A little too over the top. So anyway, they put Kong on a boat, and this is homage to the first film. There's a scene in the first film where he's on a ship, and they're taking him to Tokyo or back to Japan. But they're taking him to Antarctica on this, and he's like a dog that puts his head out the window of the car. He's like playing with the water with his hand, and he looks kind of bored actually. And but he's okay. And they've got him chained up, which he doesn't like, but he's okay. He's not causing any problems. So in this scene, Nathan Lind is kind of scared of Kong, and he makes it pretty evident, and scared of the situation. So the little girl, Gia, does the sign language for coward. And the mother goes, oh, what did she say? And the mother's like, oh, she said you're very, very brave. And that's a funny bit that comes later when they're in a bad situation. And he says to her, he gives her the sign language for coward for the kid. And she looks at the mom and they smile. And, he goes, you're very brave. And then we meet Maya Simmons, M-A-I-A. Mia Simmons, played by Isa Gonzalez. Oh my God. She's bad. She's just evil. She's bad, just like her father, just like Sarah Zawa. She's just a wicked lady, but oh my God, did they get a gorgeous actress to play this character? Isa Gonzalez, man, I'm sure she's still working and doing lots of stuff. But anyway, I didn't check on IMDb, but I'm sure she is. It starts to rain that night, and the little girl goes out to comfort Kong. And the mother goes out because she's concerned. And they have one of those little moments where you got to touch the kaiju, where she touches his finger and he touches her back and knocks her off the ship. No, I'm kidding. Don't know one strength. Go. So
that would be the Frankenstein moment. Oh,
just the lake, her right into the back of the ship. Cow. Could have been easily done. So she starts to sign language to him, and to the surprise of everyone, even the mother, Kong's sign language is back, showing how intelligent he is. He says home. He wants to go home. And that surprises everybody, including Maya, who, here's the thing. Simmons wants them to go to Hollow Earth to get a special kind of energy. It's a very powerful energy, more powerful than, nuclear energy. And he wants it for cybernetics, for Apex. Excuse me. So that's why they're doing all this. And Lind is on board because he's going to get his reputation back and he's going to get to go to Hollow Earth. So he's excited. The only person that really is not excited is the little girl, is Gia. Maddie Madison is playing, detective on the computer, and she finds out that whoever it is that's on the podcast, he bathes in bleach. So he needs to get a lot of bleach because he bathes in it. And she knows basically close to where his whereabouts are, and that's Chinatown. Now, Florida, to my knowledge, doesn't have a Chinatown, but there it is. So I guess they're going to drive to Chinatown somewhere, close by, because she gets her friend, Josh, played by Julian Dennison, Josh Valentine, in his van, his family van. They're going to go to see if they can find this guy, who is Bernie, but they don't know that yet. So they go to Chinatown, and they meet up with this is the guy from The Daily Show. He's a comedian.
Oh, okay.
I thought I wrote his name down, but I don't think I don't think I did. Oh, Ronnie Chung. Ronnie Chung, that's him. Jay Wayne. He plays Jay Wayne here. He has a shop, and they ask him, do you have a guy that's has been buying a lot of, bleach? And he's not telling him anything right away. And then Josh throws a 20 down on the counter, shocking Madison. And she doesn't think that's going to work. And then Jay snags it up and goes, oh, yeah, I know that guy. Yeah, he bathes in this stuff. He tells him exactly where to go to find Birdie. That's actually a kind of a Chinese stereotype, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they'll take the money and give you whatever you want. Anyway, so they go to Bernie's house, and when Madison tells Bernie through the door who she is, Madison Russell, that's the only reason they even get close to him, because he knows her, he knows her father, and he wants to talk to her. So they go out to a cafe close by, and they have a little conversation, and they talk about those. Again, this has got to be Florida because that's where he works. But there's no Chinatown in Florida that I know of. I guess I just figured we wouldn't know that. Oh, yeah, it's the Pensacola Chinatown. Sure. It's the Pensacola in Destin, Florida, right there on the beach. So Tasmania, the Sea of Tasmania, they're getting close to the Antarctic, I guess. So Kong senses something's not right. And the little girl who's down in the hold, down in the ship, she feels the wall of the ship, and she feels something that's not right. And while she's doing that, Eileen is talking with Nathan, and they're having a little bonding session, what they're going to be doing once they get down to Hollow Earth, that kind of thing. But the daughter is like, uh-oh. And then the alarm goes off. And they all start to run towards the front of the ship. Kong's freaking out. Godzilla's on the radar. He's on the way. He's close. So they're like, well, we need to let Kong go. We need to, take his chains off so he can have a fighting chance. And the military people are like, no, we can't let him go. No, And while they're, having this argument, Godzilla is, almost there. And he's running through ships. This is kind of, I don't know if it's homage or, but, in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Captain Nemo's ship used to do that. The Nautilus used to run through the middle of ships and split them in two and blow them up.
Right, yes.
Warships, to be specific. So I think this is kind of a nod to Captain Nemo and that kind of thing. Because Godzilla's fins just go right through it. Like butter. So there are, fighter jets and stuff firing at Godzilla. Kong's freaking out. He's like, he's almost here. Come on, let me go. And Godzilla capsizes the ship. So now Kong is under the water. He's chained. He's gonna drown. All of the people that were in the control room are now underwater. And Nathan gets to the panel where the button is and pushes the button to release Kong. And they have a little moment where, Kong is, under the water, and Bill Skarsgård is, or not Bill, Alexander Skarsgard is under the water, yelling together. And then, he punches the thing and lets Kong go. So now Kong can fight. So Kong rights the ship, turns it back over so they can all spit out the salt water. And he prepares for Godzilla's attack. And the kid and the mom and Nathan are all ready. They got the best seat in the house. Godzilla comes up and again just climbs aboard the front of that ship. And it is a stellar battle. Kong hits Godzilla. Godzilla hits Kong. And they're fighting on top of an aircraft carrier, which shouldn't be able to support their weight. But yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're very heavy, these two kaiju.
Yeah,
especially Godzilla.
You
would think that thing would be flipping. Anyway, be going Titanic. They end up in the water. Oh, Godzilla goes into the water. He shoots his atomic breath up, nuclear breath, whatever you want, up into the air. Kong dives off. That's a kind of a nod to when Bruce Willis jumps off the top of the Nakatomi Plaza in Die Hard, I think. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. So they're fighting under the water, and they said, we got to help Kong out somehow. He's going to drown if Godzilla takes him down under. Can you do depth charges? And this poor guy, Admiral Wilcox, played by Hakeem Kai Kazim. This poor guy, man, he's just not ready for this at all, I don't think. Look at the look on his face. What? Okay. And he does the depth charges, and they run the depth charges, and Godzilla lets Kong go. Kong gets free. Kong gets to the top of the ship, and he is whipped. He is bushed. Does he have 6 fingers? Wait a minute. No, it's 5. So he's bushed. He just kind of crashes on top of the ship there, and there's more battle. But eventually, Godzilla just thinks he's dead, and he gives up. And they tell the admiral, just turn everything off, and Godzilla will go away. If you play dead, if you don't threaten him, he'll go away. And that's what they do. Was is this?
I think that's
Oh, Rebecca
Bernie and
Rebecca the cybernetic place. Apex.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
there's
Bernie's got the pass to get him in the door, so he takes them in. Josh and Millie Madison, I should say.
Madison.
And with the information they got from his manifest, they're going down to level 33. They take the elevator down to level 33, and they find a monorail to Hong Kong. So they're going to Hong Kong.
It's a monorail.
They're going to get there in double quick time. Monorail goes 600 miles an hour plus.
Exactly. I'm sorry. I can't hear the word monorail without thinking of the Simpsons episode. That's
Simpsons episode. What did they do with the monorail?
it was a parody of the Music Man.
Oh, okay.
Where there's this huckster who's basically selling Springfield on having a monorail, and of course he's just there to rip them off. But there's a song. There's this whole that's basically a parody of Pool.
Okay. Got trouble?
Of trouble.
Well, you got trouble, my friends. Got trouble right here in Springfield. Anyway,
something like that. Yes.
They airlift Kong the rest of the way. And that's homage to the first movie as well, because they airlift him with balloons and helicopters to the final scene. They also airlift him in King Kong Escapes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of cool. They did a good job with this. Very good CGI. And they drop him off there at the opening at the Monarch place there that has the opening to Hollow Earth. And it's cold, he can't survive here. And Nathan explains that to Eileen and Josh. Says, look, you got to talk him into going down there. Tell him it's his home. Tell him that, his family might be down there. Tell him whatever, but you got to get him to go down there so we can follow him down there. He's not going to survive here much longer, because it's damn cold. I don't know if that's true or not, because he's Kong. He might be able to survive if a Yeti can survive. So anyway, she gives him the sign language and she talks to him, and he's not taking the bait right away. And then she tells him, yeah, that down there, there might be others like you down there. And that's true. We find that out in the next film, that there are others like him down there. But they think they're lying to him. So Kong finally, he gets hyped up. He's going to go. If that's my home, I'm going to go. So he jumps down the rabbit hole, and they go in. They get in their whatever they call those things, those transports, and they go down after him. And there's like 3 of those transports. And Nathan is in one of them, and Maya is in another one, and then there's just a third one because they want red shirts to go down with them.
Exactly.
Basically, security, safety. So they do the thing where they go down, and it's like shooting a bullet through, whatever. And then they come out on the other side, and they're free falling. Gah! And Kong is able to test him again. They keep doing shots of Nathan and Kong doing the same like expressions and things. Mm-hmm. So Kong kind of catches some rocks, some cliffs and stuff to soften his fall down. And then they are able to get control of the ship and make it right. And it's beautiful down there. It's gorgeous. It's paradise. And there's waterfalls and giant cliffs and mountains and beautiful sky. And in the sky, there's mountains coming down the other direction. It's weird, but it's beautiful. And they react to it. And then the ship in front of them is taken out by what's called a war bat. This is the new kaiju that they wanted to make a toy for. the war bat, like a wombat except nastier. Um, so, yeah, we had the skull crawlers. They got war bats too.
Mm-hmm.
What's weird is that they had like bird-like creatures in Kong Skull Island, and they have another kind of bird-like creature in this one. It's different. The face and everything is different. Excuse me, I'm burping. I'm hiccuping.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, Kong grabs one war bat and swings it into the other one, which is pretty cool. And these things are nasty, tenacious. They come after him. And, he knocks the one out with the sling of the war bat into him. And then the other war bat gets up, shakes it off, wraps around him. He's going to try to, squeeze him to death. It's Kong, though, So Nathan's like, we got to save him. We got to help him. Kong's got this, dude. Don't worry about it. He's got this. So they fire missiles at the war bat that covers him up with their bat wings. And, it hurts the war bat. It probably hurt Kong, too. Idiots. But anyway, Kong slams him around, shakes him up a little more, and then just tears his head off. And then he drinks from the head. And they're like, okay, that was nasty.
Yep.
And it's green blood. And that's Kong, hey, I'm gonna feed. So Kong starts to head to the top of the cliff there. Right?
Yes, huh?
Oh, we see as he's heading that way, we see some other like crab-like creatures on the ground, and then we see this nice lizard creature eat one of them. They're just showing, natural selection. What do you call that when things eat other things?
Oh, yeah, it's food chain.
Yeah, well, I guess they're showing the food chain there on Hollow Earth. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Kong is looking up at the mountains that are pointing down from the sky, and he's like, you know what? I want to go up there. I want to try to reach out to that. I want to jump there and grab that, because I think that's where I need to go. We cut away to the monorail. It finally gets to Hong Kong, and they get out, and they're looking around. And there doesn't seem to be any security cameras or anything. But they end up walking into, Bernie says, she says, what is this place? And Bernie says, I'm not quite 100% sure, but if I was to give it a name, I would call it a ceremonial sacrifice pit. Because there's like dead animal pieces, like giant kaiju dead animal pieces on the ground. And sure enough, this is Simmons Apex in Hong Kong, and a big like door opens up, and we see Mechagodzilla. And Mechagodzilla is piloted by Serizawa, who's actually sitting in a chair inside the skull of King Ghidorah. And evidently they were able to, I don't know why King Ghidorah didn't become another King Ghidorah, because he can, they lopped off a head in the last movie, and the head grew back like right away, like immediately. So he's got these amazing regenerative alien abilities, but yet somehow, and we know this has got to be the head that, what's-his-face, Noah, bought in the last film. He sold it to Simmons, no doubt. But it's just the skull, and somehow the brain is still intact. And the brain is connected to the chair that controls Mechagodzilla. So they send out a skull crawler. Our heroes try to run from it, get away from it. And Mechagodzilla powers up and basically lasers it in half right away. Makes short work of it. Just leisurely happy. And look at the joy on the face, the sadistic smile on Serizawa's face. He loves killing kaiju.
Mm-hmm.
He loves killing these kaiju. And Simmons is just, he's a lush. He's a drunk. Just drinking when this shit's going on, you know. I'll drink to that. Ah. He's like the Dean Martin of evil industrialists. Okay, I'll drink to that. That's one dead kaiju right there. Ooh. So, Godzilla, I guess, senses something's going on in Hong Kong. He needs to go there. And gosh, Mark Russell is looking at his phone. He's worried about his daughter. She hasn't answered her messages. Kong gets up onto the mountain. Everything kind of flips. So everybody's on their head now, but it's bright. And they follow him because he's going to lead them to that energy source, they hope. There's like a bloody paw print, like a monkey print on the wall there, on the rock, and he puts his hand on it, and sure enough, it's a bat cave. It opens right up for him. I'm home, Robin. It's a fortress of solitude with an actual throne and everything, and a huge battle axe, which turns out to be the power source they were looking for. There's a crystal on the axe head that is a powerful energy crystal. So meanwhile, at Apex Cybernetics, if you were wondering, our heroes stumble across the area that has King Ghidorah's head, and Serizawa's kind of zoned, and he's still sitting in the chair, and they see him, and it's weird, you know. Cat allergies.
Uh-oh.
Godzilla attacks Hong Kong because it's meant to be. Hong Kong does really look like that at night. It's all lit up with neon and different colors. It's really beautiful at night. I've seen it. Kong finds his axe. He sits on his throne. They're watching him carefully. And he touches the axe to a place in the ground, and the whole place kind of lights up with energy. And Maya sees this is what we came for. This is what Dad wanted me to get. So she taps into that energy. They're going to duplicate it back home. She sends, an analysis of it to her dad. But that's not, nobody's happy with that for some reason. Everybody's angry about that for some reason. It's like, hey, this is why they paid you to go down there. Come on. But yeah, Kong doesn't like it. Everybody else is like, hey, we don't like it because Kong doesn't like it. Godzilla senses what's going on down in Hollow Earth, I guess, because he just starts blowing his nuclear beam straight into the ground down to Hollow Earth. Now, when you were a kid, they told you could tunnel your way to China, right? Just tunnel your way to China. What you would do is you would end up in Hollow Earth first, and then you would go to China. Anyway, you go to Hong Kong. That's the theory. So Godzilla is sending his beam down into Hollow Earth. What are we looking at here?
I believe that's Simmons, and I'm not sure if that is that.
Oh yeah, that's Serizawa and Simmons. They're like, hey, she's finally sending the analysis on the energy. Great, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get that super powerful energy we need. Make Mechagodzilla even more powerful. And she sends it, and it finally reaches the complete up there. But Kong is not happy.
Well, I think he senses that the Godzilla's shooting,
Oh
or
yeah,
is he,
maybe.
or is he fighting the war bats? I think he winds up fighting the
Those
war
aren't
bats.
those aren't war bats though. They're a different flying creature.
Oh, oh,
They look kind of like griffins because they're more bird like. They have a beak.
oh, right,
And,
right, right. Yes.
yeah. So it's kind of weird. Anyway, they start to attack. He roars. I guess, like you said, he senses Godzilla's beam coming down. Maybe he roars. It starts them flying around. They all are freaking out, trying to get out of there because it's pandemonium now. And of course, the bird things are, grabbing people up. And just when it looks like they're going to get grabbed up by these bird things, Godzilla's beam comes through the ceiling and blows the bird things that are right next to them up. So they're able to get into their ship. Yeah, Godzilla's powerful nuclear beam. In this movie, for some reason, his eyes light up blue when he does his nuclear beam. That's never happened in any other film, I don't think.
Yeah.
Just this one. And they changed his color to pink in the next one, but I don't think his eyes light up pink. I could be wrong about that. I haven't seen it in a while, so I'm going to watch it again this week. So Maya tries to escape.
Maya tries to escape.
Yes, and
Kong
grabs her ship and just crushes it in his palm. He knows evil. She's pretty, but blam. So they get in the ship and they go follow Kong up to the main. Here's the thing. They've set up this thing where if you go to Hollow Earth, you've got to go through this kind of weird psychedelic kind of thing where you're shooting like a bullet through whatever. But now there's just a straight tunnel from Godzilla's breath, all the way down to Hollow Earth and back. So they don't have to do all that anymore. It's just a straight flight. I guess. Meanwhile, back at Cybernetics, Apex Cybernetics, they get to the main control room. Madison, Bernie, and Josh, but they're caught. They're seen by some security people. Finally, it's like finally some security people. And actually, it's not even security that see them first. It's just a couple people who work there. They have clipboards and stuff. Like, hey, over here, and they get caught. And Kong makes it to the top. Godzilla sees him. You. And that big fight starts. Another big fight, round 2. And it's a colossal battle. They're punching, they're throwing, they're kicking, they're doing all kinds of stuff. And again, they're falling into buildings. That bank building in the back, that's a bank building, by the way. That's that triangular looking one in the back there.
Oh, wow.
It's one of the biggest banks. It's called PN. I want to say PNC Bank in Hong Kong. It's a huge bank building. And surprisingly, I don't think they destroy it in this. They destroy a lot of Hong Kong with it. I don't think they take that down. So yeah, that's a big landmark that's in this. It's one of the tallest, if not the tallest building in Hong Kong, and it's on their money. It's on the $100 or Hong Kong dollar, $100 bill. Some of them have a lion on it. Some of them have this bank building. There's like 3 different bills. Anyway, so yeah, they're fighting each other and they're clobbering each other, and Godzilla's doing his breath and he's burning Kong, and Kong's trying to dodge out of the way, and it's a good Kong and Godzilla battle. And again, all this in Hong Kong with the lights around them. It's pretty cool. They finally get their ship up to the top there. They were following, Kong out. And there's the iconic scene where Kong gets his axe and actually pushes Godzilla's breath back into his mouth with the battle axe. Oh yeah, you're gonna try to zap me, are you? So they were there crashing all over the place and blowing up buildings and stuff. We're in a tight spot. They bring the prisoners to Mr. Simmons. What are you doing? I'm going to show the world that we have the finest technology. We're going to kill Godzilla, with Mecha Godzilla, whatever. And he recognizes her again. This is the only reason they don't get killed is because Madison Russell, is there. So like any supervillain, he's like, only you can appreciate what I'm doing here.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing. Let me tell you my whole plan. Godzilla and Kong still fighting. It's what they do. Kong gets hurt. He gets thrown down. He gets zapped. And I think they defiantly roar at each other again, but Kong's heart gives out, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he's out of commission, and Godzilla leaves him alone because he's like, okay, he's not breathing, he's dead. The sun is about to come up. So we're actually going to get a kaiju fight in these movies. It's not at night. Yeah, they're getting ready to unleash Mechagodzilla. They've got the power. The new power has been recreated, and they load it into the Mechagodzilla, and it's too powerful. It fries Sarazawa's brain. I don't think it's too powerful for King Ghidorah's brain, but it fries his brain. See how he's lighting up there? Mm-hmm. And again, when he's taken over by King Ghidorah's brain, his eyes roll up in his head. That's probably how the actor got the job. So Mechagodzilla really has nobody running it except King Ghidorah, I guess. That's what they're trying to imply. So he zaps his way out of the mountain. It's an interesting reveal. Very dramatic reveal. Godzilla notices him. This was the scene that they teased that it is Mechagodzilla in the film just before the film came out. People were like, oh, is that Mechagodzilla? Oh, that looks like Mechagodzilla. Because they didn't tell them until the film came out. Mm-hmm. But people saw this clip and they were like, I think that's Mechagodzilla. I know I was one of them. So a fight ensues and they're firing at each other. And of course he has a nice red beam, and because evil has red beams. He's part of the Sith. And here's the thing. She calls her her dad figures out she's in Hong Kong somehow. But they have a bad signal. They can't talk to each other.
Mm-hmm. I think that's it.
I'm going to Hong Kong.
He traces the signal somehow.
Yeah, that could be. So he's decided he's going to Hong Kong. Again, battle ensues. They're fighting. Godzilla's not doing well. He's getting his ass kicked. Because, it's a robot. It doesn't get tired. It's not easy to kill a robot. Especially when it's got all those weapons. When the robot busted out of the mountain there, it killed Simmons, its leader, Walter Simmons. These guys survived, and they're trying to figure out a way to shut it down. And so Josh is trying to figure out, the password to get into this computer system. And, Bernie is on his shoulder. It's like, come on, man, you got to hurry. Come on, man. And he's like, hey, I'm not used to this. I just pirated movies. That's how that's all I hacked. Come on. And again, the fight's continuing. And Nathan, Eileen, and Gia come out of the spaceship, the transport. And they're like, oh, we got to save Kong. Only Kong can save Godzilla. And they decide they're going to have to jumpstart his heart with the ship somehow. We can do that. Sure, this is movies. We can do anything.
Exactly.
So, oh, she's so adorable. Anyway, yeah, the passwords are not working. So he's like, you gotta lay off, dude. Don't be so hard on it. This is when she actually tries to talk to her dad. But yeah, that's a bad signal. It breaks out. So there's the ship getting ready to land on Kong's chest, or just above Kong's chest. We do the iconic Godzilla beam fighting Mechagodzilla beam. This time Mechagodzilla wins. There's no doubt about it. His beam is more powerful than Godzilla's beam. Now again, he's got the Hollow Earth power, you know. So they jumpstart Kong. He's awake. He looks over at what's going on with Mechagodzilla, and he's like, "What?" And the little girl tells him, "You know, he's not your enemy. That robot is your enemy. Go kill the robot." Basically, and at first he's like, "What? I don't want to save that guy. He's an asshole. You know, he's been trying to kill me this whole goddamn film." But she talks him into it. He's like, "Oh, all right," and he goes over to join the fight. And security locks them out. There's no way they're going to get into that security panel to shut down Mechagodzilla now. Ooh, tense, dramatic. So the fight continues, and Kong jumps on Mechagodzilla just as he's about ready to, do the coup de grace to Godzilla. And this is kind of cool scene because Kong's pretty. I mean, despite the fact that he just had a heart attack, he's fighting pretty valiantly, and he's moving his head around with the beam going all over the place. And Godzilla sees this. He's like, "Hey, this guy saved me? What? What the hell? Maybe I'm being an asshole." He was a little hard on this guy. So yeah. They both team up on Mechagodzilla, which is good. It's a good thing. And as they are teaming up on him and pulling him in all different directions, and he's, trying to zap him with his weapons and stuff. He's not going lightly into that dark night. We go back to the main control room with our three heroes. And Bernie... Oh, yeah, there's the claw thing. He's going to claw his eye. Bernie says, well, all right. He has this vial that has alcohol in it that he was going to drink to celebrate something. And he goes, well, I'm just going to go ahead and drink this. What the hell? And Josh sees that, and he grabs it, and he dumps it in the panel. He figures, I'll just destroy the computer. Maybe that'll do the trick. And it does. It actually does. It takes him offline enough to where they can pull him apart. They start pulling his arms and stuff off, and then they pull his head loose, and they finally beat Mechagodzilla because he's not thinking anymore. He's not connected to Ghidorah's head, I guess, or the computer or whatever. So they win. Yay!
And they're very happy about it.
Yes, as you could imagine. Yeah. And there's black oil going all over the place. Tears his head off. Oh, that's my Kong roar. It's funny, but this Kong in this movie, just this movie now, reminds me a lot of the Rick Baker Kong from the 77 movie, or the 76 movie.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the looks, the expressions on the face, and the roar even kind of reminds me of him. So I think that was a little homage to them. So the families get together on the street in Hong Kong. Oh, they're happy. The father meets up with his daughter. The podcaster goes, I really want to get you on my podcast, sir. He's looking at him like, what? What the hell? What? And Josh is like, hey, I tried not to get her in trouble, sir. He's like, don't try your luck, okay? All right, nerd, believe me, just lay this feet. He doesn't say that. And I shouldn't say that. So Kong does a little snort because Godzilla is still, active. Godzilla looks at him. Kong raises his axe. Godzilla goes, "Nah, it's okay. We're good. We're good. I'm heading out. I'm tired. You did me a solid. Okay, I'm letting you live for this time." So they all watch as Godzilla goes out to sea. Now, in a Toho film, that would be the last shot. That would be it. The movie would be over. The next shot. There it is. That would be the last shot in the Toho film. Na, 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 na. But no, we actually get another scene after this where we go to the Hollow Earth Station. Now that they've set up for Kong, he's home. And they're watching over him there. They're hanging out in Hollow Earth. And Kong is happy. He has monsters to fight and beat up. She's happy. Oh, she's so adorable. He's doing a little sign language. Home. Duh. Love it here. And he goes up to the top of the cliff and he does a little defiant roar. And that's the end of the film. Kong happy. There it is. And that's it. Godzilla versus Kong. Not a bad movie.
No, not at all.
It gives you what you want. It gives you like a kaiju action.
You get the kaiju action.
Yeah.
And Mechagodzilla.
And you get Mechagodzilla too as a bonus. So, okay, the next one we're gonna do, hopefully with Linda Miller, is Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire, which I felt was a good movie too, but not as good as this one. That's just me. I thought the villains were not up to the par of these. They got tired of paying Toho for Ghidorah, Mothra, Rodan, Mechagodzilla. They decided we're going to create some more original ones, and I never liked the Monarch original characters. I'm never a big fan of those. The War Bats were semi cool, but. Okay, so yeah, please watch all of our other shows that are archived here on YouTube and Twitch and Facebook. We've got 50, almost 50, they're 48 now, but almost 50 Roland Pruitt's Kaiju Review, almost 200 General Howitzers. At the end of their season, this season, it will be episode 200. So they're almost done. So that's 200 episodes almost of the Big Monster Briefing Room. A lot of episodes of two guys and a gal watching movies, talk about different actors, directors, etc. Oh my goodness, great show for people who are not just into Godzilla, just into monsters. You can go there. We got a lot of good shows. You could look up. I forgot the name of the show now. It's casual. It's casual and no icing with Sandy D, co-hosted by the Man of 1,001 Voices, Rory Penland. So yeah, go see those shows. Until then, yeah, keep watching kaiju films. They're fun.
Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe. Thanks.